Terrestrial boundaries are no less important than the boundaries in geography books. Welcome to section 16 of chapter 5 of chapter 16. You welcome to chapter 16 of section 16 of the Holy Quran. It begins with 121. Inna Ibrahima kana ummatan kanitan lillahi. Abraham was indeed a model, devoutly obedient to God. Kanitan lillahi, devoutly obedient to God. Ummatan, model. Mm. Hanifan walam yakun minal mushrikin. Hanifan, uh, and true in faith. Hanifan, and true in faith. And he joined not gods with Allah, with God. God, small gods with God, with Allah. Mm. Uh, that is it. That is the whole verse or the whole sign. It has a note 2157. Sorry, it has two notes 2156 and 2157. 56 first. Ummatan, a model, yeah. Ummatan, a model, pattern, example for imitation. But the idea that he was an ummat in himself, standing alone against his world, should not be lost sight of. And see next note. Mm. Ummatan model, pattern, example for imitation. And next note is 2157. Uh, joined gods with God, joined gods with Allah. Allah. 2157. The gospel of unity has been the cornerstone, hyphenated, cornerstone is hyphenated, has been the cornerstone of spiritual truth for all time. In this respect, Abraham is the model and foundation, and fountainhead is the model and fountainhead. Fountainhead is hyphenated, is the model and fountainhead for the world of Western Asia and its spiritual descendants all over the world. Full stop. Abraham was among a people, into brackets, the Chaldeans. Chaldeans is spelled Chaldeans. It's in brackets. So Abraham was among the people, the Chaldeans, who worshipped stars and had forsaken the gospel of unity. Full stop. He was among them, but not of them. I love this. He was among them, but not of them. So this is a very beautiful phrase for all believers. If you find yourself among evil people, be not of them. No, do not be of them. If you accidentally find yourself amongst evil people, be among them, but do not be of them. Was among them, but not of them. He suffered persecution and left his home and his people and settled in the land of Canaan. So the land of Canaan actually was not Abraham's original land. Just to avoid his people, he went to Canaan. Okay. Uh, that was the second sign. That was the second. That was the second note to sign 120. We're now going to sign 121, and it doesn't seem to have any commentary. Mm. Mm. Sh- uh, Shakiran, Shakiran, Shakiran لأن شكرا لأن أمه شكرا لأن أمه. He showed his gratitude for the favors of God. Shakran لأن أمه. Just imagine, just two words. Shakran لأم. Shakran لأن أمه. That is all. And here in English translated as he showed his gratitude for the favors of God. Mm. Mm. اجتباه اجتباه وأداه إلى صراط المستقيم. اجتباه وهزاه إلى صراط المستقيم. اجتباه, chosen. Who chose him? Who chose him for the favors of God? Who chose him? And God, the favors of God. God who chose him. Ishtabahu, God who chose him and guided him to a straight path. So God chose Abraham and guided him to a straight path. Ishtabahu wa hadahu ila siratal mustaqim. And you can see, I always say that is in the first, that Siratul Mustaqim is incorporated in the first chapter, the opening chapter, Idina ila Siratul Mustaqim. Like Abraham, we are telling God to put us on the right path, like our great grandfather Abraham. No commentary to that. We go to sign 122. 122. وَأَتَيْنَاهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَأَتَيْنَاهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً. And we gave him good in this world. وَإِنَّهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ لَمِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. And he will be in the hereafter in the ranks of the righteous. لَمِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. In the ranks of the righteous. وَإِنَّهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ. And he will be in the hereafter in the ranks of the righteous. لَمِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. There is commentary to read. 2158. But we are only asked to compare chapter 2, 113, where Abraham is talked about. So, viewers, we go to chapter 2, we go backwards to chapter 2, Psalm 113. Okay, we go to Psalm 123. So you see, this section seems to be very different from the previous section. We are now coming to talk about our great grandfather Abraham. Okay, 123. ثم أوحينا إليك ثم أوحينا إليك أن أتبعوا ملة إبراهيم حنيفا. This is to the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then we reveal to thee, Muhammad, follow the ways of Abraham, the true in faith. Ittabi'u milatan Ibrahim. Follow the ways of Abraham. Milatan here can also mean religion. Follow the religion of Abraham. But our great grandfathers have interpreted it as ways. Follow the ways of Abraham, the truth in faith. Hanifan, the truth in faith. Hanifan. وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. And he joined not gods with the universal God, Almighty, God the Almighty, and Allahu. He joined not gods, small gods, with Allahu. No commentary to that. We go to sign 124. Another part also here something that seems to be a deviation from Abraham. Mm. Uh, inama ju'ila asabtu. Inama ju'ila asabtu ala lazina ihtalafu fihi. Inama ju'ila asabtu ala lazina ihtalafu fihi. The Sabbath was only made, into brackets, strict. The Sabbath was only made strict for those who disagree, into brackets, as to its observance. Allazina iktalafu fihi, who disagreed, into brackets, to its observance. Wa inna rabaka liyakumu bainahum yawm al-qiyamah فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون. But God will judge between them on the day of judgment. يحكم judge, day of judgment, يوم القيامة فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون, as to their differences. Commentary, two commentaries, 2159, 2160. 2159. If Abraham's way was the right way, the Jews were ready with a taunt. Why don't you then observe the Sabbath? The question. The answer is twofold. One, the Sabbath has nothing to do with Abraham, full stop. It was instituted with the law of Moses because of Israel's hardness of heart. So in other words, the Sabbath was only meant for the Jews, period. Because of Israel's hardness of heart. Compare, into brackets, compare 2:74, II, and then chapter II, sign 74, brackets close, semicolon. For they constantly disputed with the prophet Moses, into brackets, sign 2, into brackets, chapter 2, sign 108. For they constantly disputed with their prophet Moses, comma, and there were constantly among them afterwards men who broke the Sabbath. 265, chapter 265, and note 79 to read. Then two, which was the true Sabbath day? The Jews observe Saturday, full stop. The Christians, who include the Old Testament in their inspired scripture, observe Sunday. So you see, and a sect among them, the Seventh-day Adventists, disagree and observe Saturday. So there is disagreement among the people of the book. Some say Saturday, some say Sunday. Others follow Adventists. They also say Saturday is the Sabbath. Let them dispute among themselves. Let them dispute among themselves. Full stop. Their dispute will not be settled till the day of judgment. Oh my God. Hmm? Meanwhile, Muslims are emancipated from such stringent restrictions. Full stop. For them, there is certainly the day of united prayer on Friday, but it is in no but it is in no sense like the Jewish or the Sabbath, or, but it is no but it is in no sense like the Jewish or the Scotch Sabbath. Full stop. And that was commentary 2159. For commentary 2160 to the same sign 124, we are told to compare chapter 2, sign 113. Chapter 2, sign 113. So, viewers, we can go there. I believe we've done it. Now we go to, we haven't finished the 125 yet. 124. No. Yes. Now we're going to sign 125. Yes. ادعوا ادعوا إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. ادعوا إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. Invite, into brackets, all. Invite all to the way of their Lord. Invite all to the way of thy Lord. Id'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmatin, of thy Lord, whose Lord? Prophet's Lord. Prophet Muhammad's Lord. Invite all to the way of thy Lord with wisdom and beautiful preaching. Hikmatin, mau'izatin, and beautiful preaching. Mau'izatin sometimes also means instructions. I've seen it before. With beautiful, with wisdom, hikmatin, and beautiful preaching. Al-hasanatin, beautiful preaching. Hasanatin, mau'izatin, al-hasanatin. Hasanatin, beautiful preaching. وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. And argue with them in ways that are best. أحسن. وجادله, argue with them بالتي, in ways that is best. إن ربك هو إن ربك هو أعلم بمن دل عن سبيله. إن ربك أعلم بما إن ربك أعلم إن ربك sorry إن ربك إن ربك sorry إن ربك هو أعلم بمن دل عن سبيله. For thy Lord knoweth best who hath strayed, who have strayed from his path, an sabilihi. وهو أعلم وهو أعلم بالمهتدين وهو أعلم بالمهتدين. And who have strayed from his path and who receive guidance. Those he knows, your Lord knows who your Lord knows who strayed from his path and who received guidance. وهو أعلم بالمهتدين. Those who receive guidance. Psalm 2160 and Psalm 2162. Let's go there. That's to this verse we just read, or to the Psalm we just read, 125. 61. In this wonderful passage are laid down principles of religious preaching, which are good for all time. But there are the teachers with such qualifications. But there are the teachers with such qualification. No, no. But where are the teachers with such qualification? There's a question mark. But where are the teachers with such qualifications? What qualifications? Beautiful, uh, good, and let's go back a bit. The qualifications are what? Hasanat, Hasanat and good. Hikman, well, ma'uzitan, wisdom, and beautiful preaching. Wisdom and beautiful preaching are the qualifications. And the commentator is asking, but where are the teachers with such qualifications? Mm. We must we must invite all to the way of God and expound his universal will. Semicolon. We must do it with wisdom and discretion. Meeting people on their own ground and convincing them with illustrations from their own knowledge and experience. Our Christian brothers do it a lot. Their own knowledge and experience, which they no, which may be very narrow, or very wide, which may be very narrow or very wide. Full stop. Our preaching must be not dogmatic. Our preaching must be not dogmatic, not self-regarding, not offensive. Not dogmatic, not self-regarding, not offensive, but gentle, considerate, and such as would attract their attention. Full stop. I said our Christian brothers do it a lot. Full stop. Our manner and our arguments should not be acrimonious. Should not be acrimonious, but modeled, but modeled, but modeled on the most courteous and the most gracious example, so that the hearer may say to himself, now inverted commas, may say to himself, this man is not dealing merely with dialectics. This man is not dealing merely with dialectics. Dialectics is spelled D-I, I wanted to say dialect. Dialectics is spelled with Dialectics. Mm. Uh, Acrimonos, I didn't spell it. I read it, but I didn't spell it. And acrimonos is spelled Acrimonous. Mm. We just spelled dialectics. So we stopped there and we continued from there. He is not trying to get a rise out of me. He is not trying to get a rise out of me. Rise is Rise. He's not trying to get a rise oh, out of me. Semicolon. He is sincerely expounding the faith that is in him, and his motive is the love of man and the love of God, Allah, or Allah. Mm. And that was commentary 2161. We now go to commentary 2162 to the same sign 125. 62 is against the word guidance. Okay. It may be that the preacher sometimes says to himself, what is the use of teaching these people? Question mark. They have made up their minds, or they are obstinate, or they are obstinate, mhm, semicolon, or they are only trying to catch me out. Inverted commas close. All these are inverted commas. Let them not yield. Let them not yield to such thought. So anybody who endeavors to preach to people should not yield to such doubts. Let them not yield to such thought, to such a thought. Mm, Full stop. Who knows? Who knows how the seed of the word of God may germinate in people's minds? It's a question mark. It is not for man. It is not for man to look for results. It is not for man to look for results. Mm. Man's inner thoughts are known best to God. In other words, the inner thoughts of those listening to the preachers is only known to God. And it takes time for a human being to know it, if at all he will know it. Okay, that was sign 120, the second note. That was note 2162, the second note to sign 125. We're now going to sign 126. وإن وإن أكب وإن أكبتم فآكبوا بمثل ما أوك ما بمثل ما أوكستم به بمثل ما أوكستم به. And if ye punish, let your punishment be appropriate to the wrong that has been done to you. That's a message to Muhammad and a message to all of us. If ye punish, let your punishment be appropriate to the wrong that has been done to you. وَإِنْ عَاقِبْتُمْ فَعَاقِبُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا عُوقِبْتُمْ بِهِ. وَإِنْ لَئِنْ صَبْرَتُمْ وَلَئِنْ صَبَرْتُمْ لَهُوَ خَيْرٌ وَلَئِنْ صَبَرْتُمْ lahuwa khairun. But if ye show patience, that is indeed the best course. Khairun lakum. In sabatum, if ye show patience, that is indeed the best for him. Here, Hayran lil sabirin. Hayran lil sabirin. That is indeed best for those who are patient. We go to sign commentary 2163. In the context, this passage refers to controversies and discussions, but the words are wide enough to cover all human struggles, disputes, and fights, full stop. Mm. Uh, in strictest equity, in strictest equity, in strict test equity, you are not entitled to give a worse blow than is given to you. But does it happen? Can it ever happen? Because you can measure the blow that is being landed on you, your face. Mm. Okay, anyway, that than is given to you. Full stop. Lest you should think that such patience may lest you should think that such patience only gives an advantage to the adversity to the an advantage to the adversary. You are told that the contrary is the case. The advantage is with the patient, the self-possessed, those who do not lose their temper or forget their own principles of conduct. So don't think that if you are patient, it's giving your enemy an advantage. We are told that that is not right. And that was comment 2163 to sign 126. We're now going to sign 127. Now I'm going to sign 127. وَإِصْبِرْ وَإِصْبِرْ وَمَا صَبَرْكَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. And do thou be patient, for the patience is but with the help from God. And do thou be patient, and the patience is but with the help from God. There is commentary 2164 against patience, but let's finish it. وَإِصْبِرْ وَمَا صَبَرْكَ وَإِصْبِرْ وَمَا صَبْرُكَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ وَالصَّبْرُ وَإِصْبِرْ وَمَا صَبْرُكَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ ولا تحزنوا عليهم ولا تحزنوا عليهم patience nor grieve over them ولا تحزنوا عليهم nor grieve over them ولا تحزنوا عليهم nor grieve over them ولا 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 تكن في ضيق مما يمكرون وما لكم ولا تكن في ضيق مما يمكرون. Uh, and distress not thyself because of their applause. Distress not thyself because of their applause. That is God talking to the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wala takun fi daykin mimma yamkurun, and grieve not over them, and distress not thyself. Daykin, distress not thyself. Mm. Uh, Tazanu. Tazanu is grief. La tazanu, grief. And then they kin, distress, not thyself, because of their plus. Bima yam kuru. Commentary 2164. Commentary 2164. Uh, in the previous verse, or sign, are laid down, the previous verse are laid down the principles of conduct in controversy for all Muslims. If you catch them out, you are not entitled to strike a heavier blow than you received. But it is better to restrain yourself and be patient. Their patience was recommended. Their patience was recommended. Semicolon or full stop. Their patience was recommended. Full stop. In this verse, a command is directly addressed to the prophet. Full stop. Now we have inverted comma. Inverted commas. Do thou be patient. Do thou be patient. Inverted commas close. Inverted commas close. It is a command. It is a command. Colon. His standard as a great teacher is much higher. His standard as a great teacher is much higher. Semicolon. And he carried out in his life. And he carried out in his life. Full stop. His patience and self-restraint were under circumstances of extraordinary provocation. Uh, His patience and self-restraint were under circumstance of extraordinary provocation. Full stop. And his human wisdom, it may sometimes have seemed questionable whether forbearance or self-restraint might not be human weaknesses. Semicolon. He had to defend his people as well as himself against the enemy's persecutions. Full stop. He is told here that he need not entertain any such fears. Muhammad is told, but then we are all told that we need not entertain any such fears of being patient only to lose for that. Okay, full stop. Patience with constancy in brackets. Patience with brackets in constancy induce patience with constancy induce circumstances was in accordance with God's own command, full stop. Nor was he to grieve if they rejected God's message. semicolon. The prophet had done his duty when he boldly and openly proclaimed it. Nor was his heart to be troubled if they hatched secret plots against himself and his people. Full stop. God would protect them. God would protect them. That's commentary 164, 2164 to Psalm 127. We now go to Psalm 128. Inna Allaha ma'allazina ittaku. Inna Allaha ma'allazina ittaku. For God is with those who restrain themselves. Walazina hum muhsinun. And those who do good. And those who do good. Inna Allaha ma'allazina ittaku walazina hum muhsinun. For God is with those who esteem themselves and those who do good. And that was Psalm 128. We now go to the commentary to read, and that's commentary 2165. And the surah ends with the highest consolation, which the righteous can receive. Semicolon. The assurance that God is with them. The assurance that God is with the righteous if only they observe patience, endurance, with constancy, in constancy. God is with them. A double full stop, a double qualification is indicated for so high an honor, comma, dash. One, that they should not yield to human passion or anger or impatience. And two, that they should go on with constancy during good or doing good all around them. Doing good all around them. Doing good all around them. Full stop. To attain to the presence of God in the sense of, now we go to inverted commas, to attain to the presence of God in the sense of, I am with you, but inverted commas close, I am with you, or in inverted commas, I am with you, is the culmination of the righteous man's aspiration. Is the culmination of the righteous man's aspiration. And that was commentary 2165 to Psalm 128. And Psalm 22 and Psalm 128 is the last verse, is the last sign of section 16. Let's see. Is the last sign, yes, is the last sign of section 16 of chapter 16 of the Holy Quran. Thank you very much. Illa liqa'i. Bye bye. May God be with you all.